Hi everyone, we're the Good Doctors of Abbey Research. I'm Dr. Hinson.
And I'm Dr. Donnelly.
And we are back for the last 3 weeks, excuse me. It feels like it's been months, honestly. For the last 3 weeks of the year, we finished our Crown coverage, we finished our Handmaid's Tale. We're going to spend some time dissecting, breaking down, analyzing, getting to the nitty-gritty of one of our favorite things, Hallmark Christmas movies. We love them. They bring us joy.
So much joy.
They clearly bring a lot of other people around the world joy because they only make 1 million of them.
Yeah.
And I wish that was hyperbolic, but it's not.
We want you to know off the cuff, though, here, we're not taking them seriously because we don't believe they take themselves seriously.
No.
So we're here to also mock them just a little bit.
We spend a lot of time analyzing the patterns, the plot lines. We made, if those of you followed and found on our social media, we made a Hallmark bingo card that we will be referencing throughout this video. So we're doing this to have a bit of fun. Not as academic-y as our other stuff. Certainly a lot more snarky than we've ever been before. Gird your loins. So today we're talking about memories of Christmas.
And really briefly, we want to cover why we think people love Hallmark movies so much, because they're exactly why people love genre fiction and comic books and things like that. There is something in the literary world called tropes. And tropes are specific storylines that repeat over and over and over again in certain types of fiction. Since Hallmark is of the romance
variety.
Oeuvre.
Genre. How many French words can we use?
We'd like to just really quickly cover a couple main tropes that show up in Hallmark movies. Now, the reason that people love tropes is that we as human beings really like boundaries. We actually like knowing what we're getting into before we get into it. A lot of people actually, even in suspense things and horror things, you still know what's gonna happen. People don't mind often, like, you know, people who make fun of people who read romance novels, for instance, are like, oh my God, but the same thing happens in every single thing. And most of the response is, yes, but the same thing happens in life over and over again.
Over and over again.
The question is not, are they going to live happily ever after? The question is, how are they going to get there? So the social contract that Hallmark makes with its audiences is that the main characters are going to live happily ever after. And they are going to get there through any number or combination of tropes. Things like a marriage of convenience, things like a fake dating.
Yeah, pretend relationships. Competitions. There's lots of competitions.
There's, like, all of a sudden people in Hallmark movies do ice sculpting. If you know someone in real life who is not a catering chef who does ice sculpting, could you at us?
Like, as a side hustle or just for the fun of it?
I mean, because we don't believe these people exist.
But Hallmark tells us that
Hallmark tells us they do. So that's where our bingo card comes from, is the reliable tropes that Hallmark relies on to tell us how these people are going to live happily ever after.
And Hallmark makes movies throughout the year.
Totally. So
every season, every possible holiday. So a lot of
we watch them around the year.
We watch them year round.
Yeah.
A lot of their tropes are more general ones that can apply to any themed holiday or not movie.
For instance, like 90% of everything stars Candace Cameron Bure or Lacey Chabert.
There's almost always an opening credit scene with a cityscape.
Almost always.
But there are also holiday-specific tropes as well. And that goes for every holiday, I am sure. But we pay the most attention to the Christmas ones, obviously, for this time. So it's, you know, decorating a tree, putting up lights, some sort of small-town festival, lots of fake hot beverages. Because pay attention, people. There ain't nothing in those cups. There's
stuff in this cup,
There's stuff in our cups. There's nothing in those cups. They just walk around with plastic cups. So those are holiday tropes that also exist. Christmas songs in the background.
A kiss under the mistletoe.
Mistletoe is always in there. Usually travel-themed plot points.
Somehow.
Because at winter there's
And there's always an uptight career woman who does not have the spirit of Christmas, who is then meant to go home to her hometown, discovers the spirit of Christmas, and a hot single available man.
Wait a second.
Oh my gosh, is that the plot to...
Wait, isn't that what happened in
Memories of Christmas?
Kristen, how did you know? So transitioning from our tropes to Memories of Christmas, the briefest of brief plot points and summaries was just given to you.
Yeah.
It is about a high-achieving, which we love about the Hallmark movies.
And she's not, like, uptight as a human.
No.
Which is rare, because often you, like, are presented the uptight career woman in the beginning who is, like, bitch adjacent. Christina Milian,
No, she seems
who is our
delightful.
star here, named Noelle.
Named Noelle after Christmas.
She just doesn't love Christmas because her mom loved Christmas.
Obviously, she named her Noelle.
Yeah, mom was queen of Christmas. And I have a feeling that Noelle just shut down that part of herself when her mom died.
Her mom died.
Because you just can't access that kind of pain every Christmas. So
she is not into the holidays. Not into
she's a
Christmas.
contract lawyer.
High achieving contract lawyer.
Working for partner.
Bad A SS contract lawyer.
Totally.
In San Francisco.
Yes,
And
she says it like 17 times.
They talk about San Francisco a lot. But the movie takes place in a small town in Michigan, which I'm not sure if we got the name of it.
We did not, but shout out to Carrie Sharp. There was a lot of snow.
Whoop whoop, Carrie. Our friend from Michigan. So she gets there. She goes home because she's selling her mom's house. She needs to sell it before New Year's. She doesn't want to be in her hometown for very long. And we end up getting a version of a small town festival. Another trope that happens a lot is the need to save something.
Yeah, always.
So saving a shop that's going to close.
Saving a small town.
Saving a festival that's, under threat. So what we're saving in this particular movie is the Christmas gala.
Yes, held at the lodge.
Held at the lodge because somebody's trying to buy the old hunting lodge. So that becomes a moving plot point in this where a lot of the characters interact over it. She meets her eventual love, Dave, because he shows up.
Played by Mark Taylor, who I was not familiar with, but I'm told he's a soap guy.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
He was adorable. They were delightful. They had good chemistry.
She giggled way too much. We'll get into that. But beyond that, Christina Milian. Oh, and just so you know, there's a side, it's not a trope, it's just a Hallmark fact of life, where if a Hallmark movie stars somebody who once had a recording career, that artist will sing in the soundtrack. So Christina Milian, like minute 24, we got a holiday track recorded by Christina.
Holiday track from her unknown and very unpopular, I would assume, Christmas album, because I've never heard of it.
Or it was just recorded for the show. We can't confirm nor deny. But it was her singing something about mistletoe.
Yes. So thus reaching one of our tropes of having Christmas music in the background, and it's like a double whammy because it's the actor. There was one from Kelly Pickler did a movie this year who she was on.
Leanne Rimes.
Oh yeah, that was a cute one.
Leanne Rimes was It's Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve because her name was Eve. I didn't watch the Kelly Pickler one
because I can't do Kelly Pickler.
No.
So
yeah.
So Dave, who is the love interest. They didn't know each other in their childhood, but he moved to this small town recently and has found like his entire identity in this festival.
Living in this small town, yeah.
And loves this festival. So they strike a deal, additionally, pause, because there's 19,000 things that happen in this movie.
There was way too many plot points.
And spoiler alert, none of them are very interesting. This wouldn't be what we would call a classic that we will revisit, but we're happy to talk about it. Not only because we got bingo, but because this is one of the first Hallmark movies to star an entire cast of people of color.
People of color. This was amazing.
We were so excited.
There have been several this Hallmark season.
They've listened to the outcry. Next year there's going to be Hanukkah movies. Guys, Hallmark is growing.
Jews celebrate holidays? Who knew? She says sarcastically. So this one wasn't our favorite, but
anyway, so there's this whole thing about like there's carolers that go through the town. This actually sounds fairly delightful. And as the caroler gets to your house, you turn on the Christmas lights for the first time. So everyone's like, "Oh my God, you have to decorate." Like her mother's house is the like pièce de résistance,
the
thing.
last house.
So everyone's like, and she's like, I'm not decorating because I can't decorate and pack up my house. And Dave's like, well, the house has to be decorated. So how about I decorate it for you while you pack, and then I will pack up all the decorations so you don't have to worry about it. Like he is in like Flynn to this holiday festival.
He is
Capital in. So they strike up this friendship. There's a lot of banter going on, and in the meantime, she's constantly being drawn back to her life in San Francisco by our villain,
Max.
Named Rex.
Rex. Sorry.
Rex.
Who
is the most annoying. Yeah. You have met men like Rex. You did that to me. You met men like him where he is just like, if I hang out enough, she'll love me. No.
Yeah, but like he didn't. They showed us a version of Rex that reminds me of Rex Manning from Empire Records, so hope everyone got that reference. If you didn't, we're not friends. Rex,
She has very high standards.
They show us this Rex that's like, oh, maybe he's like in the friend zone and maybe they're in a relationship. He's not that bad of a guy. And then he shows up at the end and he was not a good dude.
He was terrible.
So she keeps getting pulled back to help with like issues, contract lawyer issues back home. But she gets stuck in the town and she decides to help with the gala because her mom was involved. So eventually her cold, icy Christmas heart starts to thaw.
Grew 3 sizes that day. Yeah.
It starts to thaw and she starts to warm to the idea of
And then
Christmas.
it all kind of culminates in all of the storylines somehow coming together because plot reasons.
And usually around the half, when you've got about 30 to 20 minutes left in the movie.
There's always a conflict. So that was Rex.
When the conflict arrives. So Rex shows up. Fast forward, all of these Christmas shenanigans happen for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then...
And Christina Milian just looked fabulous and giggled.
Giggled the whole time.
For the first 90 minutes of the movie.
So Rex shows up at like 26 minutes. I just looked on the DVR when we were watching it.
26 minutes left.
26 minutes left in the movie. He shows up because he needs help finishing this contract that she was working on. Turns out, Rex isn't a cool dude at all. And he was just like using the fact that she was attracted to him to get help with all of his contracts.
He's the worst.
He's not a great lawyer.
No, he's terrible.
So we find that out real quick. And it was
and then he essentially has this like very bizarre kind of inappropriate pissing contest with Dave, who is clearly into Noelle, and Noelle is clearly into Dave.
Yeah.
And then like Rex just comes along and is like, yeah, no, she's mine. Not yours, buddy. Not yours, buddy.
Rex made all of these declarative statements
to Dave, not in Noelle's presence. So what was Dave supposed to think? Rex has known her for 6 years.
Right? And he told her that. He told him that specifically.
Several times.
So the crux becomes that the conflict, Dave gets very upset when he overhears a phone call. That is a very, a trope that happens all the time. Overheard phone calls or overheard conversations.
It's the White Christmas principle.
Yes, exactly. It is the White Christmas principle. I like that.
I love that movie, but I want to strangle that housekeeper every year I watch it. Literally, just want to crawl through the television. Ask clarifying questions.
But there's no conflict if you ask clarifying questions.
There's no conflict if you act like an adult.
So the conflict is that Dave overhears Noelle having this conversation that her contract is, and like the client that she's involved in is somehow involved in possibly purchasing the purchase of the lodge that will kill the Christmas gala.
If you are lost, so are we. It doesn't matter. It all ends up happy.
So in the end, she resolves the fact, Noelle decides, I can save the Christmas gala. I can keep my client happy. Her client buys the lodge, decides to keep it as a hunting lodge.
And she puts a codicil in that he has to throw the gala.
That he has to throw the gala every year. Christmas is saved. All is well. Hooray. She kicks out Rex. She texts Dave and is like, can you come over? And Dave's like, oh, I don't know if I can. And then Dave runs into the buyer and the buyer tells him that Noelle saved Christmas. Dave goes over and right at the last minute in the last scene, they have their kiss.
So this is how we got bingo.
We got bingo twice. So there was ice skating or another winter sport.
They did both ice skating and hockey. So
twofer.
Yep.
Her hairstyle changed. It was really uptight and really slick in San Francisco. And the second she got home, loose, wavy curls.
We call this the taxonomy of Hallmark hair.
Usually it happens in a more linear progression where the hair of the heroine
is like tight.
Like tight bun.
And then it's like halfway down.
And then you get like a little sliver.
And then maybe there's a bang.
And then there's a ponytail.
And then all of a sudden it's just everywhere.
And then by the end of the movie it's like hair is down. I am my complete...
So that he can put his hands in her hair for the kiss.
I am like my actualized self because my hair is down. First kiss in the last scene, snowball fight, and decorating a tree, putting up Christmas lights, bingo.
Yep, right across the top of our card if you're following along.
Second bingo was right across the bottom of our bingo card. We had a city scene during the opening credits. We had a character that doesn't like Christmas, Noelle. We had holiday baking.
Oh, don't you worry. There's always holiday baking.
Holiday baking.
That's bunch of pretty much like a free for scale. Free for square.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that one's pretty. Then we had a sassy or a nosy best friend.
And her colleague qualified for both. And they had a nephew who was also sassy and nosy. So it went multiple ways.
It went a lot of places. And then we had an interrupted first kiss.
By said sassy nosy nephew.
Because they were really close. And then
there.
Oh my God, so close. They're going to kiss. And then interrupted. So bingo twice, which makes it a win in our book.
For bingo, but not a revisitor.
But we deleted it off the DVR, folks. No surprise. We will not be. We will keep our memories of the memories of Christmas.
Will we? It's pretty much already fallen out of my head.
And not revisit it. We have IMDb up right now because we weren't sure what the name.
I was like, what's his name again? Who is that?
The names of the characters were.
I played Bubble Witch a little bit through this one, which is like, so this is a good folding laundry movie. So if you're looking for like holiday cheer in the background, but not one that you are sucked into, we would recommend this. This is a good Christmas laundry folding. Cookies are in the oven. Bills have to get paid. Pick a thing. That all works. So that's the memories of Christmas. That's our review. We give it, I would say, 3 mistletoe out of 5.
I like that. I like that ranking system.
Yeah,
I would say, because it had a lot of fun things in it. The giggling was really off-putting, if I'm honest.
I think this might be her first lead in a little while.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
We haven't seen Christina Milian in a while.
You could tell. So the next movie we're going to be talking about, could you look who's in it? Because I can't remember.
Yes, it is going to be Entertaining Christmas, and it is airing this weekend on Saturday night.
We picked these for various reasons when we were going through. Oh, this one is because Claire is a cookbook author and crafting expert.
So it is starring Tamara Almeida, who I don't know.
I think this might be a, I think it's in order of appearance. Is that a problem?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I saw Jodie Sweetin.
Oh, it is Jodie Sweetin, who is effectively one of our Hallmark repertoire theater.
She's growing. Yeah.
She's trying to get up there with Lacey Chabert.
And her Full House sister, Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah.
So, cookbook author, crafting expert, and television personality whose name is synonymous with perfection. Sounds delightful. Entertaining Christmas with Jodie Sweetin. So we will be watching it this coming Saturday, and our video will be airing next Thursday, and our blog will be airing next Friday.
If you're looking for more Hallmark from us, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, because we are also making commentary, because these aren't the only ones we're watching, y'all. Certainly not, because we're together this week in Abbey Research HQ, and we have some folks coming in this weekend who are as Christmas crazy as we are. So there will be lots and lots of Christmas content this weekend on our social media.
That's right.
In the meantime, I'm Dr. Donnelly.
I'm Dr. Hinson.
We're the Good Doctors of Abbey Research, and we're wishing you a happy Hallmark holiday.
Bye.
Bye.